Welcome to Friends of Urbanos. This week, Kenny, we're doing the Partagas Pyramide from 2000, edition limitada, PAR, December 2000. And you've been so kind as to dry box these for us for a couple of weeks.
You left them on the tape.
You said you got to put them in the bloody humidor.
I don't even remember you leaving them.
When's the last time you had one of these?
I think I smoked my last one a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you find it?
I love them. Always love them.
On the table? Sorry. Thank you to Bill DeLisa yet again. Some superb cigars. Actually, they feel fantastic. I love the way the bands are really loose.
These are far more box pressed than mine. Mine I remember as being absolutely round, whereas these actually do have a box press.
Yeah.
Don't they?
I recall them being predominantly box pressed.
I don't recall mine being box pressed at all.
No?
No.
Did you put something on the table on top of these? No. All right.
No idea.
First of all,
if you're going to leave things on my table, it's not my fault.
there's a good discussion on the forum at the moment about how Edition Limitadas series came about predominantly by the use of secondary wrappers that they couldn't use in other cigars. You should read that.
I'll look forward to it if I can get the forum to work at any stage.
Draw's perfect on mine. A little bit loose, but I look at the storage.
It's not too
conditions.
dry.
We'll be back to you after Belgium. First third, Kenny. Thoughts?
It's a lovely cigar, isn't it? Well, they've always been lovely. It's
One of the best of the Edition Limitadas.
I've always thought of them as I remember the box I bought. If I've got this right, it was 130 American.
Ah, the days when the Edition Limitadas were cheap as chips.
Well, they started cheap because I just think they had no idea what was going to happen, and that's why we had that year. They had 2000s, 2001s, then we skipped 2002.
Skipped a year.
And I reckon that's simply because they just didn't realise the success of the thing. They had no idea it was coming, and so they sort of had to skip a year.
Skipped it.
That's just a speculation.
Well, basically, then they held a new price realm for the pyramids, the Monterey pyramids were reasonably priced. We didn't pay more than 130 each for those boxes there, if I remember correctly.
That'd have been
US dollars?
something like that, 160 or something maybe.
Yeah, US dollars, and then another year or two of reasonable pricing. Then Wishka, baby.
04s weren't bad. I mean, they were getting up there because they had the. But then you were getting the. What year were the Kaiba Sublimes? They were 03s or 04s? 03s.
I get confused. 03s, I believe. Yeah. They're good. Sublimes.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the
Oh, sorry, what am I
double
thinking?
cranes?
Double Coronas were 03.
Yeah.
And then what was 04?
I don't know.
Well, two of the 04s. One was the D2, Partagas D2.
Yeah.
Which is pretty bloody spectacular.
We've had those. They're superb cigars. I don't think they've actually.
Well, that was one of my 100
What
pointers.
surprised me is how. I mean, I always expected them to fall off the perch relatively early in their life cycle, but it's a classic example. They don't.
This has still got that Christmas pudding fruitcake character that we all thought was going to be terrific for the first 2 or 3 years, and then go.
Disappear. Yeah.
But it hasn't at all. It's just
Body still medium, just over medium, just a touch over medium. Body on this, the aroma is
it's sort of
again,
dark chocolate.
that Christmas cake aroma again.
Yeah.
So it's one of those occasions where the aroma of the cigar actually follows through to the palate.
Raisins and
Yeah. I've got no idea what these go for these days. If you had a full box of these, Kenny, you're talking the multiple thousands.
Really?
Yeah.
130. God, I could have. Oh, Jesus. I could
Not
have
bad,
stretched to a
yeah.
second box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
We'll be back to the end of the second third, but right now, can I tell you, people, it is delicious.
One of the things that they did a couple of times in the very early days was was it Hoya, limited edition Hoya, I think, from memory. In the little individual boxes, what are they call size A, the same as the Monty A's.
Oh, the Particularis.
Particularis, yes. Do you ever see those around?
Well, mate, the Hoya de Monterey Particularis was absolutely plagued with construction issues.
In the limited edition series?
in the boxes, and the whole series was completely plagued with construction issues, right? So, we were embarrassed. You had to check them all so carefully. I'd say the failure rate for Particularis, thinking back, would be half, 50% failure rate.
I've still got a couple of those left. I haven't looked at them for years.
I'm pretty sure I gave you all the plug ones.
And overcharged me, if I recall.
If I'm doing the job properly. Back to you at the end of the second thing. Second, third, Ken. Rate it for me.
Oh, we haven't finished.
No, but this is pretty good.
It is very good. It is very good. I remember one of the very first ones of these I had when I got back from Havana when we first got them. So we're talking probably late '03. And I can remember, it's only ever happened once or twice, and never to the same extent. Lit the thing, and after I'd been smoking for about half an hour, I thought, it's like the magic pudding. It hadn't moved. What had happened, it had burnt right down the centre, but not touched.
Good.
It came out.
Canoeing.
It came out about there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was quite bizarre. So it really did the whole length inside. I've never had that anything like that to the same extent.
That goes back to the old fireproof wrappers. Because a lot of those EL wrappers,
that could have been one of them.
Initially, was the thicker, toothier type wrapper. And
could have been one of them.
You could just canoe all the way through. And you couldn't get it to light up no matter what you
I had no problem with it.
No, the wrapper to light up.
Oh.
No, the wrapper won't burn.
Well, I wasn't really trying because it was still smoking nicely.
But I go back to the wrappers because this wrapper is superb. It's a thin wrapper. This is not a thick wrapper whatsoever.
No, these are fine.
A beautiful thin wrapper. Really beautifully dry box, Ken.
It's your own fault, seriously. You toss them on that table and then winch.
Beautifully dry boxed.
They'd rattled around in his car for the month before it, so, I mean...
Straight out of the humidor.
Yeah. Well, it would be the same humidor with the Westies cigar for me.
Sorry, Westy.
Unbelievable.
I haven't smoked it. I might take it to Havana. I won't.
Goals to Newcastle, seriously.
Excellent.
I was thinking you were talking about last one about the enjoyment we've had on our various trips, etc. And you were talking about the trip to Chile with your scungy little guide mate with the near-dead salmon. I remember that. I'd forgotten one of the things with that is we arrive in Chile for a week's fishing, and you and I were the only two that brought cigars. The rest of them forgot to bring cigars.
I'm the only one who shared them. That's what I brought.
That's not true. That is definitely not true. I shared. Desi actually smoked most of mine. But what I remember, what you wanted to do is
I did on my cigars. I made 8 9/8s.
Turned them into four and a half fours. You got the scissors out,
so I could share them amongst the friends. So he had SLRDCs, and I thought, give it to me. I'm going to make robustos out of these.
He's brought the shears out to my SLRDCs.
Oh, I've never seen someone run so fast.
I didn't run. These cigars are going no.
Mates. You know who your mates are? Yeah?
Desi knocked off most of mine, if I recall.
Okay.
Desi, who doesn't smoke. I'll just have one.
Yeah? No, we all know where we stand. Hey? You have to go
it's not my fault if your mates.
You have to go over the trenches and
idiots.
pick your mates. You wouldn't be picking this boy on the right here. I can tell you now.
You wouldn't be in the trenches.
I'll be blowing the whistle. We'll be back shortly. Last third, Kenny. Last third. And it has been, to me anyway, just a magnificent cigar.
Lovely cigar. Lovely cigar.
I mean, look at how good these were. Well, these are. I'm not sure where you get them anymore. But,
so I think I'll finish my box, which is tragic. I should check.
Well, when are you coming by next? You can take some of your other supplies out, but that's all right. We're digressing. We're digressing.
They'd be the supplies I had to put in there because you insisted I go and move all the stuff in to Mr. Commitment.
This was... I did a favour.
Not to me, you didn't.
Rate this for me.
97?
Yeah, I'd go 96, 97.
I was tossing between the two.
You've had a couple of 100-pointers this year.
We had the Lucy we had. I had a Lucy early in the year that I thought was just spectacular. The Lucy we had.
2005 Lucy.
And then I had two that One was a Monsdale that I had, and I had them all in. I wrote on the post. I put 300 pointers in 4 nights, and then I actually did the maths. It was actually 3 nights.
Slight week for you.
I can't count to 4. Seriously, that's sad. And so there's that, and the one in the middle was the 04 Partagas D2, which was just spectacular.
How many of those you got left?
Half a dozen.
Yeah, glorious cigars. Well, when I get back from Havana, our next reviews will be the 2017 or 16, I should say, elites.
Oh, okay.
So I look forward to that.
Yeah. Weren't we doing a Monty 7?
Yes, I've got a Monty 7.
I didn't even know they existed until you mentioned them. Did they skip 6?
I think it's a Monty 7. It's there.
I've never heard of it before. Has anyone, if you've heard of Monty 7s or ever tried them?
Maybe you're non-Cuban. No, I've got a long discontinued Monty for you.
Yeah.
So, and on top of that, we have. I'm hoping we're going to have maybe the new Grand Reserva. So, but again, I won't know for a couple of weeks. We'll play it by ear.
What's that? A 2013 release?
Jeez, you're critical. Huh?
Hey, I'm not trying to get into Havana.
Yeah, I know. I've ruined that.
You should say you can tell when he's coming towards Havana. All of a sudden, the criticism just drops right off. Oh, cash for comments.
Cash for comment. I'll be saying those Monty Opens are good shortly. Hey, how are you, James? It's good to see you. So we'll be back next week. Actually, we won't. Back when I get back. I look forward to catching up.
What's
with
Smithy out? Well, last time you tried that, you took the camera away and.
No, Smithy can come out, no problems at all. Or you can come in and do one. So something good. All right. Hasta luego. I look forward to catching up with many of you in Havana in about a week's time. Should be an absolute party. Hasta luego. Cheers. And you've been so kind as to dry box these for us for a couple of weeks.
You left them on the tape.
You said you got to put them in the bloody humidor.
I don't remember. I don't even remember you leaving them.
Did you see them on your table for 2 weeks?
I've been meaning to clean the table.
Have you seen them in your table for 2 weeks?
I've been meaning to clean the table.
You didn't see them on your table,
I've still got the cigars
because
from Fraser.
I'll take a picture of his table, and you couldn't.
Listen
You'd
here.
lose a city on that.
Hey, listen here. You know, it's hard enough to, when you come around. I make him take his shoes off so he doesn't traipse things all through the carpet. So where do I find his shoes? Sitting on the carpet. And
That's the least of his problems.
So he arrives. I've got wine for D. So I say, come round to the garage. He says, why? Have you locked yourself in? He says that while I'm standing inside the house.
It could always have happened, you know.
I'm inside the house.
Listen.
I did see your post this morning saying that you're going to read that book on your trip. You know you borrowed it from me a number of years ago.
Did I give it back?
Yeah, actually.
Right.
The one thing he does do is return books.
That is to say, I thought I'd read the book. Can we get on to the review? People complain that we don't review the cigars quick enough.
Then they can always switch off.
Good point.
Seriously.
Piss off.
First of all, I have an apology for Westy. No, for Westy. Well, actually...
Aren't you blessed?
No, you should be making the apologies. Apparently Westy very kindly gave you...
I've got a cigar for you.
Apparently, but I've never seen it.
I've got a cigar for you. It's in a tube.
Yes.
I do.
Yes, Westy was saying, thought that I'd been so rude as to never actually...
To be honest, I've only seen you once since then. It's our second time we've put up. So...
And either of those 2 times weren't suitable?
I've forgotten both times. Sorry, Westy.
Anyone out there who thinks I've been rude to
so the only time you've ever made
chances are...
The only time you ever made a frickin' apology is because it was my fault.
Yeah.
So you're a dickhead, honestly.